Manufacturing of high voltage cables needs to meet a lot of quality standards and requirements. Especially for the energy sector, deviations can lead to a lot of damage. Therefore, it's important to have the right devices to support you in your production process. And SIKORA has the perfect solution for you with the X-Ray 8000 Advanced. I'm now going to speak with the respective area manager, Mr. Christian Linke, to better understand the functionality. Let's go. Hello Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you here on stage.
Nice to be here.
You have a very special role. You are our first speaker. Are you nervous?
Of course, yes.
Of course, no. Actually, there's no reason to be nervous. It's only the two of us here, having a chat about X-Ray 8000 Advanced. I've heard that it's one of SIKORA's bestseller product. So what does it make the X-Ray so special?
Yeah, the X-Ray 8000 series is a great and indeed big series, very successful. It is one of our best-selling devices, this is true, and actually from all the SIKORA stars, it's my personal number one, to be honest.
Okay.
And by now we have sold far more than 1,500 devices worldwide, and it gives you, as an energy cable manufacturer, the opportunity to manufacture perfect cables, simply as that.
Sounds good. 1,500 times. What does it mean in market share?
Yeah, we estimate we have roughly a market share of 95%.
Wow, 95%. This is really impressive.
Yeah.
So what makes the X-Ray so successful?
Yeah, it depends how you define success in the end. So for SIKORA, success is if you're able to present a technical solution to meet the customer's requirements for his cable production. And of course, over the time, the market evolves. So right now, we speak about topics like Industry 4.0, also the environmental impact for cable production. And here, the X-Ray 8000 Advanced is a perfect answer. So it's up to 10 times faster than the previous generation, so to speak. It is more precise and also more efficient. So the cable manufacturers can avoid a lot of scrap, at the same time, save material, save time, so increase the productivity, and not only that. Also, the ecological footprint is being reduced. So, and this makes it a perfect device for manufacturing cables.
So, protecting the environment by saving money, that sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah. But how does it work technically, the product?
Yeah, so basically it is a 2-axis device. So inside the device we have two movable scanners, as we can see in the picture next to me. And each scanner produces a tight X-ray needle beam which penetrates the cable. And out of the raw data we get, we analyze them and show them on the display which comes with the device. But let me show it on the real device.
Yeah, sure, very happy. Let's move over.
So how it works in the end. So I need to start a bit in the past. So in 1993, when the first device came onto the market, so as well with the previous generation, we have 2 sensors per axis, and the first measurement values already appeared after a few seconds. So, and with this, the customer was able to make manual adjustment onto the crosshead if there was any eccentricity issue. And after a maximum of 300 seconds, the extrusion line could have been set to automatic control, and then our device took over the cable manufacturing in the end while controlling the line. Now with the X-Ray 8000 Advanced, we go a step further, as I said. So right now we don't have only 2 sensors per axis, but 8, so 4 times more. So all the values we can show on the display appear to the specified accuracy already after 10 to 20 seconds. So I speak here not only about the outer diameter or the duality, but also the eccentricity and all the various wall thickness values. And with this, it is the automatic control can be activated 10 times earlier in the end. And this saves even more money and more time, and which implies that the startup process can be perfectionized in the end. But we also improve the scanning routines, and this prolongs the lifetime of all active parts involved into the scanning process. What is also very important to say is which analyzing method we are using. So we are using the regression analysis, and what we do here is we look for so-called transition points inside the cable, as you can see in the picture next to me. And we are looking for the different absorption levels of the different wall thickness layers. And out of this, we can calculate the wall thickness, measure and calculate the wall thickness extremely precisely.
Wow, that's really impressive and a lot of information to take in. Now we are standing in front of this engineering perfection. Maybe let's have a look on the product. I mean, what do we see here inside? If I look inside, there seems to be a window. Yeah,
exactly. So we have 4 windows in total in the end, because the X-ray beams need to go through the cable somehow. And on the lower side, you have actually ceramic windows. So back in the past, we had beryllium windows, which is a heavy metal and not so good, not so ideal for the environment. But back in 2007, we made a big step in optimizing the device. So we exchanged the beryllium windows by ceramic windows. And the great aspect of ceramic windows is it's not toxic, but it also has an inbuilt low-toss effect, like at a real plant. So dirt rinses off automatically. But if any dirt should still remain on the window, additionally we have an active nitrogen rinsing, which blows away all remaining dirt. What is also quite...
So maybe for my understanding, so there's no cleaning needed at all. So once you got this machine installed, it runs perfectly.
Yeah, for the production, we make sure the device stays clean, so the measurement values are always accurate and precise. What is also important is on the upper side, we have plastic windows, also non-toxic, and this means with this device we follow a complete non-toxic strategy, which makes it very good, tangible for human beings, for the operators, but also for the environment.
And what about the X-ray itself? Is it dangerous for in the production?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Very safe. Yes.
Yeah, great. Yeah, awesome. And if I look into this device, I think there's a cable already inside. Is it an energy cable, or what's the application scope?
Yes, exactly. So with this device, we support the manufacturing process for medium, high, and extra high voltage cables. And this is here right now a classic energy cable in the end. So we have a copper conductor here. Then around the copper conductor, we have the inner semicon. Then the big layer here, this is where the money is in. It's the insulation layer. This should be on point in the end for maximum material and money saving. And then on the outer one is also, again, the outer semicon layer.
Okay, and I think,
Yeah, and what I want to say, and which is very important, so we are also able to control each of the 3 layers separately and independently for maximum saving.
I think this X-ray 8000 Advanced is not only measuring all the 3 layers, but you can also have a great visualization over there, right?
Yes,
with the echo control. I think this is also a very helpful device.
Yes, so this is a package in the end. So what we see here is our analyzing and display unit for the X-ray 8000, and we have 3 parts in the end. So in the upper part, we have all the measurement values. We have 3 tabs up to 6 values each, and these are fully configurable in the end by the customer as he wants to. So here we see the diameter values, eccentricity, wall thickness, whatever. What is maybe most important is the middle part. So this is the product shape screen. And here we see all the 3 layers with the individual wall thicknesses. Since we have a 2-axis device, 4 of those values are being measured directly. The other 4 are being precisely calculated to give the cable manufacturing process the needed security to manufacture good cable. And then here on the lower side, we can have either a trend for the wall thickness, for an outer diameter, for example, or inline process statistics, which are very handy in the end.
Yeah, this is really helpful. So you have all the information you need just at one site.
Exactly.
Great. I mean, you already mentioned really a lot of advantages of this machine, but still, to make a safety check, is there anything else we should know about it?
Yes, what we also offer is a special edition of the X-Ray 8000 for sector-shaped cables in the end. So here we have a dedicated software and a special hardware amendment. And with this we can measure straight sector-shaped cables, and then we don't have an 8-point wall thickness display, but a 4-point wall thickness display showing the wall thicknesses at the 4 edges of the cable.
So what's a straight sector cable?
It looks like a triangle, like a Toblerone. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a picture? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I mean the guests who are technical experts as well, they will have a better understanding. Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, we have been so far talking about the present, the status quo. Now maybe having a future outlook. What do you expect for the cable market in the future?
Yes, so energy cables are needed everywhere worldwide in the end, and they're being manufactured everywhere to meet all the global demand. But yeah, right now Asia and especially China is our biggest market, of course, like for many other industry. But there are always regional developments. So here in Germany, in the heart of Europe, the upcoming South Link is very important for us. So we have the renewable energy being produced in the wind farms in the North Sea, and we need this energy, of course, also in the south of Germany. And for this, we are about to get a new state-of-the-art energy cables which is able to transmit this amount of energy down to the south for being used there. And this cable is being buried into the ground to make it safe for any kind of storms, etc. And also the USA, maybe they would like to follow the idea to bury also their energy cables into the ground, not to have all those power shortages after a tornado or so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also the transition towards renewable energy in general, which is going on all around the world, will give it a boost, right, to the energy market. Yeah. So a lot of exciting projects to come.
Yeah.
Very exciting. We are done, I think, for this moment with the product presentation, but we will directly continue with our Q&A session to see what you have as questions to Christian. Let's move over to the chat corner, I would say. Let's go. Yeah, dear visitors, for everyone who has just joined us, you are watching our live program today with a focus on high voltage cables and material purity. And next to me is Christian Linke, Area Sales Manager and an expert for the X-Ray 8000 Advanced machine. And we are now starting our first Q&A session to answer all your questions. So I would say we already have the first one coming in. You are still able to send in your questions using the comment function, so really feel free to ask everything that's on your mind. The first question that we received is, can I use the device for nitrogen lines?
For nitrogen lines?
Nitrogen lines,
yes. Yeah. So the basic answer is yes. So there are basically two kinds of CV lines on the market: nitrogen and steam lines, or combi lines. So we can accommodate all of them.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
No problem in the end.
Yeah, so it's really applicable for all possible lines. That's a good thing. I hope this question got answered to your so the next one is it possible to install at the cold end of the line? So it's about the positioning of the device in the production line.
Yeah, exactly. So usually the X-Ray 8000 is positioned at the hot end, so just after the crosshead, where everything is being extruded onto the conductor. But we have a special device for the cold end after the actual production line. So this is called the X-Ray 8700. And this is basically the same device. We can also measure the ovality, the diameter, and also all the three wall thickness values, but with on the finished cable. you need to understand. So if you measure at the hot end, the hot material, it will shrink.
Yes,
till the end of the line.
When it cools down.
Cool down, exactly. And for very tight applications, so also for very demanding customers, sometimes you need to have an X-ray 8700 at the cold end to ensure that those tight requirements are simply met for sure. Otherwise, you manufacture scrap and lose again money.
Yeah, and we definitely want to avoid that.
Yeah, exactly.
So SIKORA also has another perfect offer for the end of the production line. So yeah, you are prepared for all the situations, I guess. Then the next question from our visitor is, how many layer can it see in the cable? So I guess it's targeting. I think we already touched upon a little bit. So how many layers, I guess, is the X-ray able to measure?
Yeah. So a classic energy cable usually has 3 layers, and this is what we can measure in the end. So there's no problem in the end. We can also analyze, of course, 1-layer cables or 2-layer cables. These are different setups, but all of this is possible without any problem.
Is 4-layer also a thing in the industry? I mean,
I haven't seen this so far, not on energy cables.
Okay, so 3 layers is also enough. That's the maximum requirements for the industry, and that is also covered by the X-ray. Great. Then I would say we can move on to the next question. A lot of, you guys are very interested, and that's really good. We're very happy to receive a lot of your questions, so feel free to continue. We have Christian here for a while. So the next, next one is, what is the minimum line speed this instrument can capture? Minimum line speed?
We don't have a different minimum line speed. I mean, the CV line can run with 1 meter per minute or half a meter per minute. We can capture this without any problem. So I understand that the production of extra high voltage cables is extremely slow. So this is why we don't have a really minimum line speed we can capture. We capture it.
Yeah. Okay, so all line speeds are captured, all positions are captured, all types of lines are captured. That's what we got so far. And I can see that sometimes you have really specific questions. Christian is very happy to answer them, but what you can also do is to book yourself a one-to-one video chat with one of SIKORA's technical experts, so you can have even more time for one-to-one interaction. But let's continue with the next question. It is, what is the lifetime of the X-ray tube? That's a good question,
It's a very good question, So depending on various factors like production time, how many shifts per day and so on, the average lifetime of an X-ray tube is 4 to 5 years, which is still very considerable in the end.
4 to 5 years, but what's my payback period? I mean, after how many years can I get my investment back?
Maybe half a year or so.
Half a year. Okay.
So the ROI of the whole device is really short because you need to see if there is no X-ray device at the hot end, you manufacture 100 meters of cable, then you would need to slice the cable, check in the laboratory is everything is okay. Then most of the time it's not okay at the first shot. You need to realign the layers and reconfigure. Then you wait another 100 meters. So you waste easily 200 to 300 meters of expensive energy cable.
Absolutely.
And if you take this startup scrap, which you can save then, and multiply it with the price, with the selling price in the end, then the ROI is
really high.
It's very high. It's very short.
Yeah, great. Then I mean, it's. I was thinking about previously to ask the investment question, but then I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? You don't even need to do any sophisticated calculation if it's half a year with 4 to 5 lifetime.
It's natural. It's easily to see the advantage having such a device on a CV line.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So then let's move on to the next question. What kind of maintenance does the system need? We also touched upon that one a little bit before with the cleaning and so on. So what else needs to be done or not to be done?
So of course after each production run, the system should be cleaned in general because it needs some basic maintenance, like a car in the end. You always need to fill some oil in it every now and then.
But this is like a standard procedure. I mean,
This
you
is
have to
standard
do it for
procedure.
every machine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But what we also offer in general, as from the SIKORA point of view, we offer preventive maintenance. So we don't wait until the device is broken, which is bad, which means downtime in production for the cable manufacturer. But we offer annual service packages to make preventive maintenance, to have a fixed service plan, to maintain the device from our side as an OEM. So the cable manufacturer can be sure that the device does work when it is needed.
And you are also offering these kind of services, I guess, to support here. We will also have a service session later on, so with a service sales manager. So we will get to more in detail about the service offering at SIKORA as well. Great, then let's move on to the next question. Do you have any technology to find out contamination in XLPE?
Yes, we do have. This is a complete other range of devices. This is the so-called Purity Scanner, Purity Scanner Advanced. We are offering in the end also for energy cable production lines. And with this device, you can inspect and sort out your XLPE pellets just before they will enter the extruder in the end, and exclude any kind of contamination like optical contaminations, black specks or tiger stripes, or also metallic contaminations inside the pellet, which could cause a cable collapse in the end, maybe.
This was a question challenging your knowledge, right? I mean,
No,
it's not.
it's good.
No, does it still belong to your area? I mean, your area sales manager. What belongs to your area of scope?
Yeah, I mean mainly the cable side.
Yeah, the cable side. Okay.
But the Purity Scanner is a device we have in our portfolio, I think, for 7 years now, 6-7 years, and it's primarily meant, well, not primarily, but originally meant to support even more the production of high voltage or extra high voltage energy cables.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think I've read in one of your brochures that this Purity Scanner can find contamination with 100% accuracy, right? So it's a really powerful tool.
It's pretty sharp. Yeah, you can find combinations down to 50 micrometers.
Yeah.
But actually, my line manager is taking care of this of these devices, so I don't want to say too much about it.
Yes, absolutely. We will have later on, if you have a look on our program, we will have a dedicated session about Purity Scanner Advanced and also about a Purity Concept System. And they both work in combination the best with Mr. Holger Lieder, who is the Director of Sales here at SIKORA. So we are going to hear more about this product later on. So maybe let's try to focus a bit more on maybe the X-Ray 8000 now with Christian. Let's see what else is at your interest. Yeah, I mean that one I think we already answered. Here is the question about return on investment, ROI period you typically expect. Maybe you can quickly repeat again.
So basically, latest after half a year, by saving all the scrap and increasing the productivity and ROI of half a year or even less is possible without any issue.
Great. So looking at the time, let's come to our last question. How many measurements do we have? How many measurements do we have to wait till we get the full average value in display? The echo control,
it's a very, very good question actually, and the answer is we just need 2 measurements in the end. So after 2 measurements, so maximum of as I said during the presentation already, 10-20 seconds. We have those 2 measurements in our system, in our memory, and then the values you are seeing on the X-Ray 8000 Advanced are the ones as specified.
Great.
Accuracy.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, you're a fan of that product. I can feel that, and it's really German engineering at its best. I would say very impressive, actually.
Definitely.
Great. But looking at our time, we are not able to answer all of your questions here live on the stage, but don't worry, we won't leave any of your questions unacknowledged. Please leave us your email or phone, then one of the SIKORA technical experts is very happy to reach out to you to answer all your concerns. And again, you can also book a one-to-one video chat opportunity and directly talk to our experts. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for your sharing your knowledge. It was very interesting. Now you can lay back at the backstage and just enjoy the show.
Yeah, I'm getting coffee now.
Yeah, please do so. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. And we will directly continue with our next live connection. And let's see who is in the line.